Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Unapologetic Entrepreneur. And today I have a special guest, guys. I hope you are absolutely ready and fired up. Today's episode is going to challenge a lot of people because we live in a world where everybody wants the reward of leadership, but very few people are willing to carry the weight of it. Today, I have a man who has built influence, built teams, built momentum, and built a brand in the financial services while staying vocal about faith, family, fitness, and finance. But behind every polished social media post, there's pressure, criticism, sacrifice, and a version of yourself you had to kill to evolve. So today, we're not doing surface level motivation. We're talking about real cost of becoming successful. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Unapologetic Entrepreneur. And today, I'll let you know who our guest is after we get started. Let's get ready. All right, let me let my guest in. Today on our podcast, The Unapologetic Entrepreneur, we have Mr. Juan Jaime. And today we are going to talk. We're going to have a great conversation. How pressure creates diamonds. Yes. How you doing, sir? How you doing today?
I'm doing great, Leo. Good seeing you, man. Love the energy. Thank you for having me. Excited.
Thank you for coming and gracing our stage. Just so you know the premise of the show, I have always prepared with questions. I do my research before I do these podcasts. All of you out there watching, please like, share, and subscribe. You can go onto my Facebook to catch this live, and also you could share it. We're going to have some real insightful things. I have a setup of questions, but however, I have a whole different agenda sometimes. It turns around where people, Mr. Jaime, will chime in from the audience and ask you questions. And the viewers are popping up right now as we speak. Let me just say hi to them before we get started. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Please remember, you have to say hi on Facebook in order for me to acknowledge you. They will come out with questions and we will let it rip. So we're going to get into your mind today. And I've been following you for a while. I can say that I followed you from the old days, and I'll keep it there. But we're going to start out real small. We're going to jump right in, though. We're going to jump in the water. I'm going to start out so people get to know you. And I want to ask you simple questions. The questions will pop up. Before we even start with this, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where you from? Where you live at? What do you do? So people that are just watching us for the first time get to know you.
Yeah, let's do that. Appreciate that, Leo, again, for the energy and to have me here. I'm excited. So Juan Jaime, born and raised in Mexico, came to the United States with my family when I was 14 years old. Just like a lot of immigrant families out there, right? We came to chase what is called the American dream. And we struggled. We worked very, very hard. My parents, my dad always told me, go to high school, go to college, stay out of trouble, and get a good job. I'm sure a lot of us heard that. And not always, that was not always the case, but I did manage to go to high school, went to college on a scholarship. I met my beautiful wife, Veronica, in college.
Oh, wow.
And then when I was 23 years old, I was introduced to the financial service industry. And it was a blessing to me and my family. And it was an opportunity for me that I was looking for, right? I was doing plumbing and construction with my dad while I was finishing college. So that's not, obviously, that's not what I wanted to do, but it paid the bills. Then somebody introduced me to the industry, financial services. They told me, go and get your license. There's good money here. We'll train you. And that was the beginning of my journey. And now looking back, Leo, it's been 20 years in the industry. And it's been I'll say it. I think if someone asked me, if you can describe it, what would it be? I said blessing. It's been a blessing to my family and my immediate family, started with my two boys, Jacob and CJ, and my beautiful wife, Veronica. But even the people around me, my mom, my dad, my in-laws, people that just surround me, that supported me when I was starting, through my blessings, they bless now to themselves. So, and I'm still doing financial services. Obviously, we built a big agency called Diamond Leadership Development, which I'm very, very proud. And a couple of years ago, actually this August will be 2 years that I partnered up with Experior, and we started the journey here, and we just crossed 2,400 active producing agents within 2 years, and we're blowing things up. We're doing a lot of good.
1,200 a year.
Yeah. And we're just getting started, man. I'm still trying to figure out the CRM thing.
Yeah, I see. I send you the link to come here, and everybody's in the back. They should all be going to Facebook, but everybody, I got 5 guests back there. Don't be surprised if you get popped up and I put you on the stage if you want to keep coming into the show. But you know what? We're having a lot of fun here, man. I want everybody to get to know you and your mindset, because I followed you on social media, and you've been to right now. See, before social media, people had to get to meet you in person from other companies, we'll say, right? That's where I was able to first meet you and hear you. But social media, you've been coming on a lot more often. Like, you have said some things that can be, I can say that I don't know you. I can say I know of you, because I haven't broke bread with you, so I can't say I know you. But for what I know of you, man, you're really touching on the pulse on social media. You're fearless. There's a whole different side right now, and I love it. So we're gonna start talking about entrepreneurship, because that's not what you were taught to do. You were taught to get a good job, right? So I got a question for you on entrepreneurship. Do you believe most people fail in entrepreneurship because of the lack of skill or the lack of identity? Because you've created a whole different identity. What would you say to that question?
Yeah, no, good one. I will say it's a combination of both. I think you need skill when you start entrepreneurship, right? If you're in sales, you got to know how to sell. I always tell my people, like, listen, we have a big mission of helping families and educate families, but at the end of the day, we are in sales, right? Like, you gotta sell. So when I got started, I wanted to become a good salesperson. Now, I don't want to be pushy or anything, but you got to learn the skill. And that's one advice I always told the agents. Say, listen, pick up the books, read the scripts, fail, do appointments, get used to the no's, like, learn the skill of pursuing, learn the skill of objection handling, learn the skill of making a phone call. There is a level of skills now, but the real success will come in the mindset. I think skills can make you money, but mindset will make you wealth.
Say that one more time. Say that for the people in the back. One more time. Come on.
I said skills will make you money, but mindset, your identity will create wealth. And the reason why I say that, I see a lot of agents coming into this industry. I'll talk about the financial industry, which is the one I'm familiar with. They come into this industry and they start making $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 a year because they have good skills. They can sell, they can recruit, they can call leads, they can do stuff, but then they get stuck. And what I notice is why they never get to 300,000, why they never to elevate to $500,000, why they never cross a 7-figure income. It's not lack of skill at that point. They know how to do it. It's an identity thing. So something that you guys got to be fighting every day. I do. Coming where I come from. I don't come from money. I don't come from success. And now that I have it, is the identity of knowing that I have not arrived. I still have to work every day. I still have to go and produce. I got to lead from the front, but you think very different. So I will say it's almost like skills get you started, but mindset will keep you in the industry 20 years later.
How many years you have in the industry now?
20. This will be my 20th year.
Well, congratulations.
This is pretty much all I've done, man. My wife told me, you are unemployable. I never had a job in my life. Since I'm 17 years old, I've been doing my own thing.
A job, nobody can afford you.
Well, now they can, but before I was just a rebel. I can't figure out the clocking in, clocking out stuff. But
one of the things I admire and what I see, it takes a lot to do this. You talk real publicly about faith, like you really just public about it. And there's not many people that do that because of political reasons. They try to stay away from that, even though they have belief. But you publicly talk a lot about faith. Do you think entrepreneurs today are trying to replace discipline with motivation and spirituality?
Good question, man. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you this though, because I've been in the leadership and recruiting agency mindset and all that stuff for the last 2 decades now. Can you believe that? I can tell you a human nature thing. Most people run away from real work. So yeah, I always tell people, wake up in the morning and read your affirmations. And right, they do it. They wake up in the morning, they read the top 10 affirmations. I'm a champion. I'm success, right? And I said, but don't forget, affirmations don't work unless you do. Right? So it's not enough to pray. It's not enough to read affirmation. It's not enough to say, you got to go to work. You got to do the work. So I don't know if people are trying to change that, but I can tell you, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my faith, because what's the definition of faith? Believing in something you haven't seen yet, right? So I'm a man of faith, and I'm proud to say that. But in business, you have to put in the hours, the stuff you don't see on social media. All you see is the winnings, right? You don't see the bleeding behind the scenes. But I don't know if people are trying to change it. All I said is sometimes people lean too much, and again, not to get into the faith or political, but they lean too much on the faith, like God will provide. Oh, the Bible says this, says tomorrow. Yeah, but the Bible says also to go. You know what I mean?
Work.
Yeah. So, and I feel like a lot of people, I don't know necessarily they're just doing that, but I challenge you to do both, right? Have faith and then go back and work and deliver on the faith.
Ooh, yeah, man. You're setting it on fire right now. Let me see if there's anybody in the chat right now. I want to welcome you guys. You got a lot of people, a lot of your diamond people are here. I don't have Facebook. I don't have the first book link. Sorry, Facebook. It's Facebook, man. We're here. All right. We got Lana Elps and other people that are just saying hello and chiming in. Hello. Please don't forget, you're welcome to join in on the conversation. I'm ready, so don't worry. But if you got any questions, we got him on the floor for a minimum of an hour. This is a busy man, let me tell you. He is not afraid to put in the work. He's always working 24/7. That must be hard, man. That's not even one of my questions, but you do work a lot, because someone at your level, reaching where you at, you would think people that are not in the industry would think, hey, you could take your foot off the gas. It seems like you're all gas, no brakes, man.
That's right.
Real quick.
So, well, I'll tell you why though, because and I pray that all of you guys get to this level. You gotta get to the point that money is no longer the motivation, right? Now it is needed. Obviously, you need money to pay the bills and cover your expenses and pay an office, but you gotta get to a point that that's not what wakes you up anymore, right? What wakes you up is your mission, your teammates, people that trust me, that are now with me. Say, Juan, I'm willing to leave that company to join you, or hey, I have faith that if I go and get licensed and I follow your system and I follow your coaching, I can get to where you are. So I feel that the job of a leader is very heavy, because you gotta go deliver. So if I get to multiple 7-figure income, which where we are now, and now I step up and I can retire and travel the world and chill, then it was never about the people. It was never about the mission. It was all about me, right? So I don't think it's a number. And this is why we work so hard. My wife right now is at the office, right? It's Friday afternoon, and she's literally at the office right now with our team. And you just got to keep going, man. We have bigger missions, bigger goals, and we're nowhere to stop. I'm about to turn 43 next month if God gives me the opportunity to do it. So I'm like, man, I still I have a long way to go, man. We got to get to work. We got to get
43.
to $1 million a month before I even think of slowing down. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Well, we got somebody here, Mr. Mark Tarolia. He says, amazing interview so far. Hey, Juan, most people want the results, but they don't want to make the sacrifices. Looking back, what were some of the bad habits, distractions, relationships, or even opportunities you had to walk away from in order to succeed? Ooh, I got to have my Facebook because he's writing paragraphs. Let's make sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a good one. Good question, Mark. I will say, man, that could be a whole podcast just on that question, right? But I will say, looking back, some of the stuff that I let go, yeah, sometimes you have relationships, people that don't believe in you, right? Like my closest friends and family, when I started in the industry, just like anybody else, they're like, oh, you know, be careful. It's one of those things. You're not going to make any money. And have you made $1 million yet? And oh, if one calls you, he's gonna try to recruit you, sell you insurance. Like I had all of that stuff going on, but I think what kept me going, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I knew why I was doing it, and then in the process of me eventually being blessed to be a father and having 2 boys, my wife went through the roof. Because now I wanted to do it for them. I wanted to leave a legacy, and sometimes in the process, you kind of leave some people behind. Now that doesn't mean they're not friends anymore. It's just we don't talk all the time. That doesn't mean that we don't chat once in a while through Facebook or Instagram, or I see them in a holiday at a family reunion, but they're not influenced anymore. I always tell people, don't confuse family member or friend with someone of influence on you. They can still be my friend. They can still be my family, but they don't influence me anymore. And a lot of people let the family and friends influence them to the point that gets them out of business, and they never get to reach their full potential. So we had to sacrifice a lot. We sacrificed people talking. We sacrificed financially. When I started this business, my wife had a full-time job for 7 years before we really took this plane off the ground. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. She's been super supportive. I sacrificed, it says opportunities. Maybe not opportunities, just trips, vacations, a lot of I can't make it, a lot of I won't be there, a lot of I can't go camping this year because I was trying to build my business. Almost to the point, Leo, where like, Juan, all you do is work. Right? You got to the point where my friends start having quinceañeras and parties and camping trips, and it went to the point that they don't even invite me anymore. And I, as a person, they're like, man, kind of sucks. And I will reach out to them and say, how come you didn't invite me anymore? I say, well, Juan, we've been inviting you for 5-6 years. You never come. You're always working. You're always working. You're doing your thing. So we decided not to invite you anymore. At that point, I realized, okay, I get it, but I know why I'm doing it. Ready? Fast forward 20 years later, they tell me, all you do is travel now. All you do is this. And I'm like, and you still work. You still work. So you gotta put your blinders, guys. If you get a message, if you want to become successful, you want to become not the average, you gotta put a little bit of your blinders and be willing to go through the adversary and a little bit of negativity to really get to where you want to be. It's gonna be a small price you're gonna pay for the reward you'll get.
Mark loved your answer, by the way. He said, love it, champ. Love it. Great answer, champ. Now you got Marvin Miller. See, I told you we take detours, but we're going to come back. I got questions, but we're going to come back. I got to service them first. What's the hardest lesson you had to learn in this business? And how did you shape your approach moving forward? Okay, we're digging deep.
Man, that's good. What is the hardest lesson? Well, there's so many, right? Because in 2 decades, you go through a lot of lessons. But I'll tell you one. Understanding that you are at least my industry, I'm in the business of people. I always like, even my team names is Diamond Leadership Development. It doesn't say Diamond Insurance. It doesn't say investment. It's people. We're in the development of people. And when you are recruiting, you building people, you giving them knowledge and coaching them. One of the hardest lessons that I have learned is people let you down, right? People let you down. And sometimes you feel like you invested time, energy, and money on, how do I say it? I'll put it like this. I was talking to one of my leaders yesterday. Sometimes you feel you bet on the wrong horse, right? And it sucks because you're like, man, but they're my friends. They let me down. We all go through that. So in business, in leadership, I feel that's just nature. So how do I overcome it? Understanding it's human nature. It's people. Not everybody's going to be on the top. Not everybody is going to be a millionaire. Everybody has the opportunity, but very few people are going to be willing to do the work. So
Okay.
instead of being feeling like, oh, sad because they're not on top of the company, or oh, sad, I just gotta keep going, man. I gotta keep finding the people. I gotta keep creating systems to attract and retain those that eventually want to get to the other side. So I don't let it affect me anymore. It's part of the process.
You're dropping some rules today. This is a whole mastermind class. All right. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. There we go. We have Vital Edge Financial. There are many people who have been in the industry for decades. What makes you different, Juan? And what do you attribute to being where you are in the industry? What is the one thing you would do differently now, if anything?
So, okay, thank you, Vital. So it sounds like a two-part question. So the first one is, what makes us different? I will say, kind of part question, part second of what I just said right now. We are in the leadership business. So I think what makes me different is I meet people that are like, Juan, I've been in this. Oh, you do insurance? I do insurance. And I'm like, well, that's the problem. I don't do insurance. I develop leaders. I don't do insurance. Like I used to do insurance. Don't get me wrong. I still do life insurance myself. I do annuities. But I don't. I do recruiting. I build. I do coaching. I mentor. That's where the money's at for me. So we might be in the industry 2 decades, or we might be in the industry 10 years, but we're not in the same business. I'm in the business of leadership, and some people are in the business of final expense. It's two different things. What would I do different? One thing that I would do different, I would have bought more into the leadership concept of business, having a bigger vision early in my career.
So you would have started recruiting earlier.
Oh yeah, because I started as a producer. My first year, I was 23 years old, went and got my license, failed my test 4 times, passed my test into the 5th time. I never gave up. Quitting is not in my blood, right? I just don't quit. So I finally took my test. My first month license made $21,000. I was 23 years old. First month license. I'm like, man, this business works. Quit my job. Right? First month in business, make money, quit my job. So I was making $38,000 a year in plumbing. And my first month here, I made $21,000. I'm like, man, that's half of my annual income. So I quit my job. Right? And I kept going. My first year made about $130,000. I think that's pretty good for a 23-year-old first year in business. And then I just kept going. So the first 2-3 years, I kept making $100 grand. So even though I did very well, Leo, I got stuck at $100 grand income for like 3, 4, 5 years. I'll give that to 2 things. One, my identity, because my identity at that age and where I come from told me that making $100,000 was a lot of money. So my identity stopped me thinking, 6-figure income, the companies that give you a big ring and you start feeling cool about yourself and you're making $100 grand and blah, 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 blah. You start buying the dream you're selling. Right? You think you arrive. You think you're making a lot of money. I was making $100 grand. Yeah, compared to my plumber cousins. Yeah, they're making 30 grand. I'm making 100. I'm the rich cousin. Compared to someone in the industry, they're making 100 grand a month. So that I had to change my identity. And second one, I was selling. Then I decided to become a leader, recruit, build agencies, become a broker, expand, grow, open locations, and that's when we just took off. So I wish I would have done it just that sooner.
A little earlier. Okay, we got another long one from Mr. Mark Tarolia. Wow. Over the 20 years, you've seen every shiny object imaginable. Real estate booms, crypto, credit repair, healthcare, e-commerce, and more. Most people jump from opportunity to opportunity. How did you avoid, and I got more to it. Wait, I got to read it from the screen over here.
I got it here. How do you avoid getting distracted? And what advice would you give someone struggling between chasing multiple opportunities versus mastering one? Man, I love that question. And I got to tell you what one of my mentors told me a long time ago, because that's what happens, right? And by the way, that happens also, Mark, when you start making a little bit of money, you get all these investment ideas, right? You get all these opportunities that you didn't have. I'll tell you this, it takes guts to stay like this. If you look at a horse race, the reason why they put blinders, that's what they call blinders, to keep the horse looking forward, because they know horses and humans will get distracted. It's just it's natural, it's human nature. So the question is, how do I stay focused? Again, I knew what I wanted. I have a big vision. I didn't allow these little things to come in the process. And I'm going to give you something that my mentor told me a long time ago. Say, Juan, if you chase two rabbits at the same time, you'll catch none. Think about it. If you're a hunter, you know what I'm talking about. You're trying to chase two rabbits at once, you'll catch none. But if you focus on one, sooner or later, the rabbit gets tired, you get him. What is that analogy in business? By the way, there's nothing wrong. I'm not trying to offend anybody here, but I do real estate, and then I do taxes, but then I also got my life insurance license, but I also do consulting, and then I own a restaurant here. That's great. You probably do very well on a lot of them, but you're not great at any of them. They're income generated options for you, but not. I tell people, if any of those business was good enough for you, you'll be doing one. The fact that they're not, that's what you got to be looking. This business has been a bless to me because I put my focus. Remember, there's no greener grass somewhere else. It's greener where you water it. Grass is greener where you water it. I chose a long time ago, this is the grass I'm watering. I'm gonna stay in financial services. I think I'm pretty good at what I do. I love recruiting. I love training people. I love coaching people. Hasn't been opportunities now at my level financially? Yes. And I've done a lot of great investment. I've been so blessed with so many great opportunities, but none of them, I have an investment rule for me. You can take my money, but you're not going to take my time. What do I mean by that? Let's just say Leo comes with hey, Juan, I have an opportunity for you. We're looking to open a restaurant, or we're looking to buy a fourplex, or we're looking to start this venture. We're looking for funding. You want to go in it? I will tell you, show me the business plan. Let's talk about it. If it requires me money and it makes sense, I might do it because I've done a lot of things, right? That can make me a lot of money. But if you told me, Juan, we need you to be showing up. We need you to help us with the project. We need you to be flying out with us. We need you once a week. We need you to borrow the board of directors. The answer is no. Because the moment I do that, it takes time from this one. So I don't mind investing my money. I send my money like little soldiers, go to war. But my time is unreplaceable, so that's what I do. So that's my advice to you. Stay focused. Protect the golden goose, whatever that means to you.
Thank you for that one. All right. I think they calmed down social media. I might be able to get back to this one. Okay. Do you think social media has created more entrepreneurs or more performers pretending to be entrepreneurs?
And my good friend Andy Frisella will say, 90% of what you see in social media is fake.
Ooh.
I mean, if that's what that probably answers that.
You're keeping it simple and you're using a quote. I'm gonna keep it.
I'll give you an example. I was talking to someone a couple months ago and they're like, well, like I have my business, and he was showing off and all that stuff. And I'm like, listen, man, I love what you're doing. And then I'm like, show me your 1099 and I'll believe you. And then he's like, why would I do that? And I'm like, well, I'm just saying, like, show me your 1099. I'll show you mine. He never responded again. I was not trying to be mean. I was like, hey, I'll show you mine. You show me yours and we'll talk who has a business. Anybody can post anything on social media. And you add AI to that thing, man.
It makes it even better.
So I'm not necessarily everything's fake, but you gotta read between the lines, right?
Exactly. You're absolutely right. A lot of people, it's a show, so it's hard to you figure out who's authentic, especially when you meet them. We got Vital Edge here. What are 3 things you would advise to become a $1 million+ earner? What are 3 things that you would give them as far as advice?
I'll talk about it if he's in the industry. I'm assuming here, right? Because
Vital Financial. The name Financial says it. Yeah.
I will tell you the first thing I told my agents is like, figure out how you're gonna get there. Like you can become a $1 million earner many different ways. Like when I sit down with my agents, I say, Juan, can you roll a map for me on how to make 100 grand or how to make $250,000 or how to make $1 million? I say, great. Are you gonna do it through producing? You're gonna do it through recruiting? How you gonna get there? Are you gonna do it through leads? Are you gonna do it organically? Like we gotta create a foundation here. How are we gonna do this? So make it clear what strategy, because this is one thing I know a lot of people have, Leo. Everybody has goals, but very few people have strategy. They have goals, but they don't know how they're gonna get there.
Ooh, I can't wait to play this back. Many people have goals, but
Very
very
few have
few
strategy.
have strategy.
Like people said, I want to make $1 million. I said, great. How? I don't know. Recruiting. I'm like, that's okay. That's not a strategy, right? So, anyways, what I will say first is identify a strategy on how to do it. What's going to be? Is it producing, building, licensing? Is it amount of license agents you have? Is it opening an office? Is it you busting calls and you getting yourself there? There's many ways. But the first thing I'll say is strategy. Number two, your mindset, your identity, you got to grow to $1 million earner before you get there. Right? Listen to me. You're never going to earn your self-esteem.
Oh, Jesus. Say that one again for the people in the back. You're what?
You're never going to out-earn your self-esteem. Like if you don't believe yourself, you're $1 million earner, you're never going to. As a matter of fact, we all know it. How many people do we know that win the lotto or get big NFL contracts or NBA, and they come across a lot of money, 2-3 years later, they're bankrupt because they never raised the identity to handle that much money.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing is the opposite. How many people we know that used to have a lot of money, they lose it all through divorces or bankruptcies or business failure. 2-3 years later, they're on top of the mountain because they have the identity. So if you say, Juan, what's the difference between $1 million earner and a $100,000 earner? Removing work ethic, I will tell you, it's identity.
Mm.
And number three, the advice is find the industry to do it. I really believe financial services is the best industry to become a millionaire. I know a lot of people say real estate. I love it, but it's also you got to look at all the little pieces that move behind the scenes. If I was starting all over again, I will do it back in insurance. I will do it back in financial services. So identity, how you're gonna get there, and what industry you're gonna do it. And the last thing I'll do, like a bonus, is fun when you do it with your team. I think getting to $1 million is one thing. I know a lot of people make money, but they're alone. It's just them. But getting to $1 million with a team, man, and celebration and traveling, it gets at a different level. So I would say buy into building an organization, buy into leadership, buy into building a team. I think it's more fun. That's for sure.
You know what? You just went into my next question. Do you think leadership gets lonelier the higher you go?
Not if you don't bring people with you.
Unpack that.
Well, for example, I know my level. I can be a $10 million earner if I don't already help 10, 15 people to get to $1 million and 2 and 3s. Like I know my numbers. I can get to this level with not bringing people with me. My whole model is based on that. If my team wins, I win. So yeah, leadership is lonely. Now, it could be lonely in the sense of leaders handle a lot of problems. Leaders are sometimes more private. Like for me, I love my team. I love my people. I love events. But man, there's nothing like just getting home and turning on my phone. Right? So maybe that's what they mean. But I know in my neighborhood where I live here in the Woodlands, there's a lot of successful, wealthy people here, right? Some of them are pretty good, but they're not necessarily lonely. I think that's a myth. It's hard to become very successful. Now, here's why I love our industry. I asked this a question one time, and I want all of you guys to hear me. I asked someone, we were at a retreat. I don't know, let's just say we brought 70 agents to my home one time in California, and we did a barbecue. I got a DJ, people were jumping in the pool, and and kind of part of it is selling the dream. They saw my home, they saw my cars, they're all having fun, right? And someone brought their spouse with them, which is I love when you bring their spouse so they get to see it. And say, Juan, I was in corporate America for 22 years. He's like, never did the CEO ever bring me to his home. He was like, why do you think is that? And I thought about it. And I said, you know why? This is why. The CEO of your company will never bring you to see their home because they can never tell you ever be them. You catch that? They can never sell you a dream they can deliver on. Think about that. Why would I bring you to see my life and say, by the way, you'll never get here? Look at my yacht. You'll never have one. Look at my home. You'll never have a home like this. Why? Because I pay you $48,000 a year. They'll never. That's why they're so proud. Our industry is amazing. It's the opposite. Come and see how we live. Come and see our lifestyle. You know why? Because if you do what I did, you will have it.
Copycat business. We talk about it all the time. Copy the right cat.
We can actually deliver on that. So that's why I believe that leadership is not lonely, not a model. If you do it right, you bring people with you.
I like that. I like that. All right, let's see what's going on. All right. Oh, with Jamie's up here. Jamie said studs. Jamie's up on the screen. What's going on, Mister? Hey, if you have any questions, Jamie, you already know we got him here. He can't run away. All right. You built influence in financial services. What's the biggest lie people are sold about money?
That people are sold about money. The money's bad. The money is the root of all evil. The rich people are mean. The money doesn't buy you happiness. I think is the biggest lie of all. Because
so money bought you happiness. Is that why you're smiling?
Look at the smile on this face.
I can't wait.
That's the reality, right? So that's a lie, though. If you really think about it. Because I say, okay, if money's evil, why do they ask for it every Sunday at church? Right? All these non-profit organizations get funded by who? So if money's evil, are you kidding me? No. People are evil. And you know what I know? People are evil with money and without it. So what is one big lie about money? That is bad. No, it's not bad. Go get it. It's abundant mentality. You got to know that there's plenty everybody if you're willing to do the work. And money is going to magnify what you already are. If you're already a great person, you are with little, man, you're going to be a blessing to so many when you are blessed. One of my things that I told my kids in the mornings, they know, Juan, I told my kids, we are blessed to be blessing to others. I teach that to my kids all the time. Last time we went, we went through the drive-thru. I tend to do little things like that sometimes when my heart is not a lot, but I try to do a good act of kindness. We went to the drive-thru the other day, and I paid the meal on the back. And the lady's like, huh? I'm like, charge me the meal on the back. And the lady's like, the meal is like $42. I'm like, that's fine. And she's like, oh my God, that's so kind of you. And I said, thank you. And then my son is like, why you do that, Dad? I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like you never know what they're going through. It's a meal on me today. But it's like, but if I'm mean, right? So like money just makes more of who you are. It's a tool. So anyways, don't buy the whole money's bad and the only rich. No, it's for everybody if you're willing to work.
Okay. All right. We got one here. Have you ever outgrown a version of yourself so hard that the old people around you become uncomfortable? You suddenly took a step back on that one.
I will say yes and no, because I believe the next version of yourself, you are surrounded with people that made you better.
Okay.
Now, yes, maybe they're old people, but here's what I know. The old people are not around me much anymore. They say, change your friends or change your friends.
I don't think they caught that. See, some things can be taught, but not everything is caught. So I'm sorry. Bring it back. Come rewind. One more time, please.
They say, change your friends or change your friends, meaning change them to think like you or change your friends. Get new ones. Like it is what it is. They said, if you're the smartest guy in the circle, for a new circle. So yes, and by the way, here's what I want people to understand. But just because you feel you're better or you're making more money or you bought a new home but that doesn't mean you're a better person. Like you don't have to look down on them. You're just doing other stuff that maybe they're not. But that doesn't mean you're mean to them. That doesn't mean you know what I mean? And I think that's one thing with me. And I can't talk about me, but when people meet me and they say, Juan, you're so humble. I get that question. You're so humble, man. You say hi to people. Like, man, I remember you back in the other company, man. You're always so humble. You were speaking on stage. You were the MVP of the company, and dude, you like throwing a joke, and and I'm like, because that's who I am. Like, just because I'm making money or I'm on stage, I don't change my persona. It's just who I am. You know what I mean? So no, yeah, you're gonna grow people, but then you also outgrow the old version of you, but you also around new people that will make you better.
That's great, man. I got a few more for you, and then I got something we're going to talk about, and then I'll let you go. Okay. So I hope you have enough water in there. Okay, good. You got time for me, right? You got time? You're not rushing.
I'm good, man. I'm here for you. You've been chasing me for a year. This is the
What is the biggest weakness you had to conquer?
For me, by the way, I just had a conversation with my wife last night, which is funny. I don't know, it could be a weakness, especially in business, but I think it's good to have. I'm too nice sometimes. I have a hard time saying no to things, or just in business or anything. You're like, all right, yeah, I'll do that, or I have a hard time not being nice. Like, yeah, but then some people take your kindness for weakness. But I'm just, I guess I'm a nice guy.
Are you competitive? Are you on a scale of 1 to 10? How competitive are you?
I'm pretty high up there, like a plus.
Like a what? Like a what? What?
10 plus.
Okay, you said you know what? Let's talk about this. I like that question. He said 10 plus with a smile. I got something for you, man. Listen, I enjoy when I look at you on stage or any of the leaders. All right. I watch, I really go back and I formulate something, and I want to take a look at this. Let's watch this for a second. We're going to unpack this one.
Competitive, but I competed in a good way. Last year, a lot of us stood up on stage saying, all these people are $1 million earners, right? And they said, who's going to come back next year out of $2 million? And I think we did a bet. But I'm the only one that did it. By the way, let me rephrase that. I did it the right way.
We gotta unpack this a second. Oh, look at you. You got red a second. Wait a minute.
I don't know who did that video. That's funny.
Wait a minute. I got a two-part question. One, what was the bet? Because I was at that convention and we couldn't hear. Everybody covered the mic. And number two, it wasn't so much about the message, because, hey, like I said, I watch your mannerisms. I listen to what you say. You actually took a step. And you came back and you said, wait, I'm not done. I did it the right way. Then you dropped the mic.
Well, the reason why I say I did it, because it was like a follow-up. I said, we were at $1 million a year ago. We all said on stage, Jamie was like, who's going to, and we said, we all going to be at 2 million. I said, well, I came back and I'm the only one that did it. But then I remembered, no, there was somebody else that did it. So I wasn't the only one. There's actually 2 guys that did it. So I got to give them credit for that. I don't want to lie on stage and say I'm the only one. Somebody else did it. But then I remember I was the only one that did it the right way. That's what I meant by that. I did it with a smile, though. You know what I mean?
Did you ever look back at that video?
I've been doing videos, podcasts, YouTube for, I don't know, I will say 15 years. I have never gone see a speak of me.
So what did you think when you saw that for the first time?
I got red. You notice right now, I got red. I don't like watching myself.
So that's the first thing that came back to your head? I'm not gonna lie, it took me a while to start watching my own podcast. But when you saw it right now, what was the first thing that came to your mind?
Like, I don't know why. Part of me is like, why did I do that? And I didn't have to do that. You see, because the nice one kicked in. Like, I didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? But
you did, because you said
I did it. And it's done.
You're
So
plus
whatever.
10. Okay. So I definitely wanted to see your face and reaction when you saw that.
You did that video?
Huh?
You edited that? You did that?
No. That's actually on Facebook. Wait. Let's see you watch it again. Hold on.
Yeah, I saw my team said it.
But I competed in a good way. Last year, a lot of us stood up on stage saying, all these people are $1 million earners, right? And they said, who's going to come back next year out of $2 million? And I think we did a bet. But I'm the only one that did it. By the way, let me rephrase that. I did it the right way.
Who is your greatest competitor? Who do you compete the most against? Because this is a competitive business. This is a contact sport people don't realize. And it's all done in love. Let me say that right now. It's all done in love. I know that because I've seen the leadership that we're all around. It's all done in love. But I know the leaders watch the scoreboard like they're watching the NBA finals.
Yep.
Who's your target? Uh-oh.
Well, I'll tell you this. There's some people in the industry that I'm going, like, I want to be. But really, and this might sound cliche, but I even tell my team, if any of my team is here, they'll tell you, I compete with my personal best. Like, whatever is my best month ever in recruiting or production or income, I want to beat that number. So my competition is personal. It's me versus me, right? Now, in the industry, there's some names, there's some agency sizes. Man, I can wait till I get that level and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, you're competing with your best self. And if you're not competing, like, it's only going to hurt you. Like, this is by the way, you said this business is competitive. No, everything's competitive. Like, think about right now the NBA final. Okay, we're going to watch 7 games, but let's not keep score. It'll be boring. Let's watch the Super Bowl, but at the end of the day, everybody gets a medal. It'll be boring. Hey, let's all go to school and then everybody gets A+. No, we're going to compete. Who's the best? Like, competition is in life. Now, like you said, and I appreciate that, but then you got to make it fun with respect. And at the end of the day, because I win, that doesn't mean your family lost. That just means maybe I'm a little bit more ahead of the game, and there could be many winners. But yeah, you gotta be a level competitive, man, in the industry for sure.
Oh man, I can't wait. My phone's gonna ring today, boy. I got one for you. I got a few more. I love your reaction to that because I didn't think that you never watched any of the podcasts or anything. You're probably gonna go back and watch this, and I know you're probably gonna text me. I can't stand you. I had to watch myself. I got a question for you. When it comes to what we do, right, or business, entrepreneurship, what's one thing nobody sees behind your success? Everybody sees. I mean, we all seen the video when you bought the car. We all see the smiles. We see the mindset, the motivational calls. You got to keep going. You're the one driving the steering wheel of your life. Like, I've seen all that, but there's a lot that we don't see. What is something that you feel that people don't see that they can take away from this conversation to enlighten them that, you know, there's a lot behind the smile, behind everything else that they can overcome as well?
No, I agree. Well, I'll tell you a quote of leadership, right? You got to learn, and this is my answer why you see so many smiles. You got to learn to bleed and smile at the same time. Let that sink in. What does that mean? That as crazy as the day is going, you might be having a horrible day. In leadership, you don't show that. Now, there might be a time where you're vulnerable and you have a small group that you open up and say, guys, we're going through this. But you just got to understand that at the end of the day, it's just another day. So what people don't see, they see, like you said, social media, they see all the goods, the cars, the trips, the recognition, the trophies. But the reality behind the scenes, man, is like all the struggle, the dealing with people, the negativity, sometimes the financial challenges, family, personal things going on. But you just got to figure out how to, like, suck it all up and still produce, right? Like, at the end of the day, I always tell people, listen, it's called life. Like, I see some people's productions go up and down, income because I was going through this. Oh, because I had this. And I'm not saying some people do go through a lot of things where they're dealing with cancer and mom passing away. Like, I get that. But there's a lot of things that are like, dude, like, everybody goes through that. Like, it's not part of it. Go to work, produce. At the end of the day, you got to serve your family, provide the bills. Like, you got to do it. So what people don't see behind the scenes is the real work, the challenges, the sleepless nights, the stress sometimes, they're fighting with the spouse and all that stuff. But that's part of, I think, it's nature of every single time you want to get to another level, you will be challenged some way, somehow.
New levels, new devils. Got it.
I love that. It's true.
Move up to new levels, you see new devils. I get it. And what about the support? I mean, the support also is what people don't see. You're the face, right? But Veronica, unless it's your team, we don't see the support that you have behind you that pushes you. So
I call them my girls. I call them my girls because it's Veronica with my 2 personal assistants. One of them has been with me for 11 years, Jeanette, and Valerie's almost on 2 now with us. And I'll tell you this, they run everything for me. Like, they're at the office. They let me be who I am, which is the recruiter, the visionary, the trainer. Like, I literally, that's all I do. Everything that I don't have to think about, they do. And I mean, I don't want to get too much into technical, but I really don't even have my login of my, like my people know, like, don't ask Juan about anything with computers, anything technical, anything about like who's getting licensed, like anything that's running the organization. I have a team that does that, costs hundreds of thousands a year. I pay for that, so I don't have to do it. And that creates freedom. That creates, it frees me time to do what I love to do, which is
your time. You buy back your time. That's
what people don't see. That like, man, you're traveling, but that's even my business stuff. I got staff that's doing stuff. Man, I noticed that you pick up your son every day and you drop him off every day. Man, that must be nice. Yeah. But what also is nice is I have 3 people on staff that I'm paying them to, so I can have the time to go pick up my son.
That's the things people don't see.
That's what people don't see, right?
They think that
office I opened with a group of 7 people that told me, Juan, let's open an office, beautiful office here in the Woodlands with a golf course view, and everybody's fired up. Everybody gets an office, and 3 months later, everybody bounced, and I'm stuck in the office paying all this money every month. But guess what? I kept the office. That's the stuff people don't see. And then when they come in, Juan, beautiful office, they don't know the story behind it. You see, there's so much of that, but as entrepreneurs, you got to be so tough. That's why most people can get to the top.
Before I do my closing remarks, man, and also I have a shameless plug. What's one word? There's going to be a little tougher because there's one word, and you're expressive. What's one word that defines your current season?
My current season?
The current season that you're in right now. What's one word that can describe that?
Man, that's a good one. Vision. I've never been so clear about what I want than now in my entire life.
You know what? I was going to let you off easy, but you're going to have to unpack that. What do you mean? I mean, I followed you too long. It's not fair. I met you in 2016. You got to give me a little more than that. Vision.
Yeah, no. So what I mean by that is, and for those that are taking notes that have teams, so we all make the mistakes. I done it too. I said, we make the mistake as leaders to constantly be sharing the goals to our team. And then you wonder why your team is not motivated. Teams don't get motivated by your goals. Teams get motivated by your vision. So remember this, goals are for you, vision is for your team. What you got to be sharing is the vision, is where you're going, is what are we doing, right? Your personal goals, your income goals, whatever, that's your goals. Then your team doesn't need to know that, right? But the reason why I say right now, I have never been this clear as I am now, is because I have a big vision, right? And I have a strategy behind it, and I want to attack it. And that's what keeps me up in the morning, and that's what keeps me up at night. And I have just never been this clear with what I want in business, with my family, with my spouse, with my organization, on where we're going. That's what, like, when you talk about working, and when you talk about what we got going on, like, it's never been this clear as it is now. So if you can ask me what I describe right now, I say, man, a vision, and it's a target, not just a vision.
Well, I want to personally thank you for your time. This is the part where I always say shameless plug. Where can people find you? What's going on? What's going on with Diamond Nation? Like, hey, the floor is yours. Talk to the people. I mean, we got a good audience. It ran up to 60 at one time and coming up and down. Let's go. Tell them.
Well, I mean, I will say, I think you say I post a lot, but I've been told I'm not too bulk. Like, I make one post a week, right? So I don't really post much, but I do a couple of things. Mostly it's in Instagram. Juan Jaime CEO is normally where you kind of find me the most. If you ever want to get into the financial industry, you want to be with leadership, with systems, with coaching, obviously we're always looking to grow. I love working with people that are not licensed, to get them licensed and introduced to the industry. And some maybe lost agents that are looking for platforms or a different organization. If you are in a place where you're looking, reach out and we'll be more than happy to sit down with you. But we're growing, man. Our goals are, when we talk about vision, our vision is 100,000 licensed agents. So we just crossed 2,400. I feel like we haven't even started yet, right? My team, and I'll give an advice to everybody. Be careful what you tell your mind, right? Even when people say, man, Juan, you have a big team. I'm like, you see, that's the problem. You keep thinking it's big. It's not a big team. Yes, it's big team compared to someone with 300 licensed agents. But compared to WFG, compared to FFL, compared to all these companies, I'm tiny. They don't even know my name. You understand that? So then I'm like, dude, it's not a big team. Or people are like, man, you're making all this money, Juan. I'm like, compared to what? 4 of my best friends, 3 of them own private jets. What I make a year, they pay in fuel and pilots. I don't make a lot of money. I'm like, so compared to who? And the reason I'm trying to tell you this, that's how you shape your identity. You gotta be careful what you think is big, what you think is too much, what you think is a lot of money. Because if you keep telling yourself that, you start putting caps in your potential. So no, man, we're gonna go and do big things.
You're not doing enough. Well, Juan, this show is called The Unapologetic Entrepreneur, and it forces you to become honest with yourself, not the Instagram version, not the motivational version, the real version of who you are. And I think today the people will realize, after hearing you and your success story and the way you answer these questions, they're going to realize that success has to be built. It's not given, and it's built with conviction and fire. And the way I express fire is real simple. This is good for all of you to write down. F, faith. You need something bigger than emotion. I, identity. Your business can only grow to the level which each person is leading it. R, for resilience. Pressure. Pressure. You're going to like this one. Pressure builds diamonds. Pressure either exposes weakness or can build greatness. And E is simple execution. Winners move, losers wait. Here's my closing for you. Everybody wants the spotlight, but very few are willing to survive the fire it takes to stand in it. So I want to thank you for your time. It's been an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege. Hopefully we can get you back. Maybe I can get a verbal confirmation that you'll be back on the show.
Yes, sir. Let me know. We'll plan something up.
This is being recorded. We got another one. We'll have another one with Juan Jaime. Maybe he'll bring Veronica, and we'll make this a whole different type of success under with family and having your spouse on board. So I want to thank you again. It's been a pleasure, an honor, and a privilege. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another great episode of The Unapologetic Entrepreneur. And I'm going to do this for Juan, even though he's going to get mad at me because I know he saw it twice. But we got to do it one more time so he can see it a third time.
Competitive, but I compete in a good way. Last year, a lot of us stood up on stage saying, all these people are $1 million earners, right? And they said, who's going to come back next year out of $2 million? And I think we did a bet. But I'm the only one that did it. Let me rephrase that. I did it the right way.